Have you ever been alone, maybe walking late at night, or just scrolling your phone in a quiet room, and suddenly felt like someone's watching you? Not something you can see. Not something you can hear, just something you feel. The hairs on your neck stand up. You get that urge to look behind you, even though you know there's no one there. Well, that feeling has a name. Psychologists call it the presence effect. It's one of the strangest, oldest, and most powerful tricks your brain can play on you. Today, we're counting down the weirdest psychological, biological, and even historical reasons why your brain sometimes makes you feel like you're not alone, even when you actually are. Number 8. The survival instinct that never died. Let's start with evolution. For early humans, feeling watched wasn't paranoia, it was survival. Thousands of years ago, the people who didn't sense danger lurking in the bushes, well, they didn't live long enough to have children. But those who did, the anxious, jumpy, overly cautious ones, they survived. Eventually, our brains evolved what scientists call a hyperactive agency detection system. In simple terms, your brain assumes there's a conscious being behind every strange sound or movement. A noise behind the curtain? Probably eyes watching. A floorboard creak? Someone's walking. Better to be wrong a few times than be right once and end up dead. And that ancient system is still running in your head, even in your modern apartment. Number 7. The gaze that controls behavior. Okay, this one's wild. Just seeing a picture of a pair of eyes can change how people behave. In one famous study, researchers set up an honesty box in an office where people paid for coffee voluntarily. Every week, they changed the poster above it. Sometimes it was flowers. Sometimes just a pair of human eyes. The result? When the eyes were up, people paid 3 times more. That's called the watching eyes effect. Your brain treats even fake eyes as real social pressure. And it doesn't care whether those eyes belong to a person, a photo, or even a painting in a museum. Number 6. The shadow inside the brain. In 2006, a group of Swiss neuroscientists accidentally summoned a ghost. Seriously, kind of. They were stimulating a part of the brain called the temporoparietal junction, the area that helps you sense where your body is in space. When they activated it with electricity, the patient suddenly felt like someone was standing right behind her. But the room was completely empty. Every time they turned the machine on, the presence came back. The scientists realized something fascinating. That eerie sense of someone's here might not be supernatural at all, but a small glitch in how your brain perceives itself. Sometimes, your brain mistakes your own body's signals for another person. Number 5. The overactive social brain. The human brain is, at its core, deeply social. We evolved to read faces, emotions, and intentions. The parts of your brain responsible for that, the temporal cortex and the amygdala, are extremely sensitive to social cues, even fake ones. So when you're alone in a silent place, those regions don't just shut off. They keep scanning for human presence. And when they find nothing, they might create a false sensation of someone being there, just to fill the gap. So when you feel watched, it might just be your brain, missing social interaction. Number 4. When loneliness distorts reality. Psychologists have found something fascinating. The lonelier you are, the more likely you are to feel like someone's watching you. Loneliness activates your brain's social radar, making it more sensitive to signs of connection, even when none exist. That's why some people who feel deeply isolated might experience a sense of company, even if that company is invisible. In MRI scans, the brain regions that process social interaction light up, even when the person is sitting alone in the dark. The conclusion? Your brain hates being alone. If it can't find someone out there, it'll invent someone in here. Number 3. A world that tricks your senses. Sometimes it's not your brain that's wrong, it's your environment. Dim lighting, echoing sounds, moving shadows, all of these can mess with your perception. In low light, your eyes struggle to process details. A flicker, a sound, a temperature shift, your brain can interpret any of it as something moving. In the wild, that would keep you alive. In a quiet apartment at 2 a.m., It just makes you paranoid. Number 2, the hidden camera effect. There's a reason you feel uncomfortable in places filled with CCTV cameras, even though you know they're not people. Your brain reacts to surveillance, real or imagined, the same way every time. Your heartbeat rises, your awareness sharpens, and your social defenses kick in. Researchers call this the implicit surveillance effect. Simply knowing that you could be watched is enough to trigger that feeling. That's why even when you're completely alone, your brain can switch into social alert mode, just because the space feels too open, too empty, or too quiet. Number 1, why your brain needs this illusion. It sounds strange, but it actually makes sense. That eerie sense of being watched can save your life. The human brain is wired to detect threats, even the faintest ones. It's better to have 100 false alarms than to miss the one real danger. In today's world, the predators are gone, but the system remains. So you might feel eyes on you when you're alone in your room. Not because there's something paranormal, but because your brain is still doing its ancient job, keeping you safe. Outro 10 o'clock. So, next time you feel like someone's watching you when you're completely alone, don't panic. It's probably just your brain, being really good at protecting you. Or maybe, lower voice, playfully, maybe you were never really alone. Smirk.